from next chapter forecasting, and then later quality control, scheduling, inventory management. But we also need to be very sure about that. Okay, almost every model has a limitation. Every model has a limitation. The reason of limitation coming from different way. The first thing is that when we build a mathematical model, we use numbers, right? We use quantitative information to build our model. When we use quantitative information, then we can miss very important qualitative information. For example, let's say if we want to forecast the life expectation of the people, right? So how long we can live? Okay, 80 years old, 90, 70. It really depends on your genetic information, the place you live, the nutrition, or do you have any disease now? So that we can put those factors into our model. But that's one important factor is qualitative. We can't ignore, which is your gender, right? Female versus male. Do you know which gender, average speaking, live longer? Yeah. Female live much longer, in fact, than male, average speaking. Well, since men don't care too much, right? But anyway, that's the truth. So, female, I'm not sure, but I think the US also like 3 years older. And China is like 5 years older. So, generally speaking, you no matter developing or developed country, look at the world. Okay, almost every country, like the average life length, female is like 3 to 5 years longer than male. Right? There's several reasons. Many people do the research find okay because as a male has lots of bad habits like smoking, okay, alcohol, maybe easy to expose to drugs, or generally a lot of bad habits. Well, but that also can be related to the emotional, like some people do that. Female, it's easy to cry, and cry is helpful to release or to release your, how do you say, to make you feel comfortable after you cry. Right? But male, it's hard. You can cry, but well, it's hard sometimes, right? So all this that means, okay, if we want to forecast in the life expectation of a person, we can't ignore the gender information. But you can input all the quantitative information, but if you ignore this important qualitative information, gender, you make this big mistake. Similar, some other information can be very useful. The race, right? And the education level, there are lots of information should be included. It's quantitative for this model. Another reason is for the limitation is model may be incorrectly applied and the results misinterpreted. So let's say you have a very good model, right? You make the forecast of the ice cream demand in local food line, right? But your manager may interpret your model in a different way. I think, okay, that ice cream is booming. Let's expect another 10% booming, and then he or she may order too much based on your model. So that can happen every day in the industry. The last limitation is that even the model is good, it does not guarantee good decisions. You give the reference to your manager, to your clients. Okay, that is my model, right? Like inventory model. If you follow this model, you will minimize the inventory cost. But whether they look at your model on time, whether they use your model on time is another story. Right? So whether they can use your model immediately, that's another story. So that's the reason we need to train our customer, we need to train our manager, not train or inform our manager, train ourselves to make sure we won't make these mistakes. Next topic is about the metrics and the trade-offs. Right. When we talk about operation management, it's always about the trade-off. Okay. For example, this example is here. So if you carry more inventory, you most likely you will achieve a great level of customer service, which makes customer more happy. But on the other hand, more expensive. Right? You have to hold more inventory. Let's say another trade-off. Let's think about it. Okay. If you want to open a new Walmart in Pembroke, what's the benefits can be?
Possible revenue.
Possible revenue, right? Anything else?
There's no real competitors.
Yeah, you probably become a monitor in the market, right? What's the disadvantage if you want to open new Walmart?
There's already one.
Yeah, there's already one. Probably the margin profit is much lower than the existing system, right? Also, it's kind of money, right? It's also can create problem by monopoly the markets, right? For Lion, they will complain a lot. So you can see any decision, no matter it's forecasting, inventory, or location, this can be a trade-offs. Then we also need to introduce metrics to tell us whether we do a good job. You can't tell, okay, you are good students without any solid proof. Like you show your GPA, show your some test result, GMAT, GRE test results. So similar to operations management, we want to measure our performance by our profits, cost, productivity, forecast accuracy. So those are quantitative measurements. Okay. Next topic is about degree of customization. Nowadays, in the operation management world, we want to provide the higher customization with cheaper price. That's our goal. So if we provide customized products, usually it will cost more labor, more time, more high skilled people. We need the most flexible equipment. And usually our output rate is much lower and has a higher price tag. Hopefully customer will accept that. To create the environment or to create is the customization, we need to select the process carefully. We also maybe have to change our job design to make sure we can provide the customization. This can affect other departments such as marketing, sales, accounting. Okay, now let's ask you a question. Okay, which type of product you think will have a very high customization? Could you give some example of products with high customization? Cars.
Computer.
Computer.
House.
House? Okay, let's talk one by one. So first, cars. Is that general or specific brand? Very general. Okay. Very general. Let's say, like, how do you say? Which car? I don't want to. Okay, let's say Toyota Corolla. Right.
Excuse me. Finding you has been like a scavenger hunt. I didn't know you moved your classroom here.
Yeah.
So I've been looking for you everywhere because this gentleman added
You just
he
joined
added
the class?
la-
Okay,
he
I see.
added
Yeah,
late.
because I informed student last week. We changed the room.
Hey, Keon.
Thank you, Tara.
Yeah.
You didn't miss too much because I just came. Yeah. So cars, let's say Toyota Corolla. You think Toyota Corolla has a lot of customization? Probably not. They have different version, right? Maybe limited version or just basic model, but not a lot. But if you go upper level, like Ferrari, right, Lamborghini, right, like Porsche, definitely there's a lot of things you can do. You can even design your own car if you want, right? So for cars industry, like luxury cars, most likely have a higher customization, right? What's your example, by the way? You say.
Let's say computer.
Computer, okay, computer. Computer is a very interesting example. That's the example I want to talk about. Computer does have a lot of customizations. For example, if you go to Dell.com, you want to buy a new laptop from Dell, then you can choose the size of your hard drive, right? The dimension of your screen, which mouse, which keyboard you want to have, right? That's a lot of customization. But computer is very good example to use the delay customization method, which means Dell or any Nova, they don't provide customization until the last step, right? The mouse is already there, the screen is already there. Just you select different size, right? The hard drive is already there. It's not because you order, they produce. They're already there. What they do is assembly. The last step, when you place order, they just assemble different parts together. So it will save us a lot of money, but also provide high customization. So customer, we are happy. We feel, I have a very special laptop. But in fact, it's from standard line. All the components are from standard line, right? So for your example, house is the same, right? High level house, like $1 million house, definitely is customized, right? Like 2 weeks ago, I went for a brand, $500,000. They have a $500,000 house. But they design the house, they design the floor plan, they design the layouts, they design the exhausting system. Even because they are Chinese, they specify require, okay, the power is 220 volts instead of 110 volts. That's two power plug, 220 because they want to use the electronic products get from China. So they can design that, they can use that. But if you go to 200,000 or even 300,000 house, right, like my house, you don't have this luxury. They have the floor plan, they do everything. You want this, you get it. You don't want, they will sell to other. So you can see that, okay, example you guys provide very good, but usually the high brand products will have a higher customization. We understand that because they have higher price tag. Customer wants higher customization, usually the customer design to pay more to benefit on customization. So, priority is very important for all the managements. We should recognize, okay, what is the most important thing by using the Pareto phenomenon. Have you heard about this before? Pareto phenomenon? No, right? But another name you must heard before, right? It's called the 80-20 rules, right? 80-20 means, okay, usually 80% of our profits are created from 20% of all the products, right? Similarly, okay, 80% of the 80% of profits are created by 20% of our employees. So that's the thing we should think about, that 80-20 rule. And it's very important that we set our priority for the management. So think about if you are a manager, you probably are busy every day. You have a lot of things to do, but you have to set, okay, what is most important thing? For example, for your academic study this semester, you may have 5 classes, but after first 4 weeks, you kind of know, okay, which classes probably I have to spend most time. Okay, maybe my class, maybe not my class, right? So it really depends on your priority. Similar for your college life, right? Because well, you guys are different, we are different. So different people have different priorities. When I was in college, my priority is very simple, my GPA. I know it's so boring, but that's when I was in GPA. I just want to keep my GPA about 3.8. So I studied very hard, like every day, 10 hours. I didn't do any part-time job. I just study. I don't have time to get romantic relationship. Well, I still go to karaoke. That's probably my only hobby, or play soccer. That's probably the only 2 hobbies I have. But that's my priority. Well, as this task, I was very successful. I really maintained my GPA like 3.8. I guess the full scholarship in US. That's at least my goal. But your goal can be different. Some students will say, okay, I want to try different, right? Try some romantic relationship. That's most important for me to enjoy the college. Then, okay, you probably want to find some place to travel, find a fun movie to watch, do the research on the restaurant, do a lot of things, right? Some other things may be athlete students. Okay, it's very important to perform well in the football, basket team, or golf team. Then that can be your priority. So depending on priority, then you have to schedule time, right? Put your effort. That's very important. Similar for the operations management. Next important view of operation management is the system approach. We should always think about all the activities related to each other, right? We do have subsystem as marketing, operation, finance subsystem, but we should emphasize the interaction among the subsystem. Also the interaction among different functions in operation. For example, okay, forecasting. Next chapter we'll study forecasting. Forecasting will affect other functions. Could you give us some examples that demand forecasting will affect other functions that will be affected by demand forecasting? Production. Why production can be affected by the forecasting?
Well, if we project 100 units and we're going to try to produce 100 units.
Definitely. Very good. Production plan. What else affects by forecasting? Sales? Yeah, sales is like, direct.
Well, if you predict to only be selling 100 units again, you only produce 100 units, you can only sell 100 units.
That's sales
So
is very,
indirectly,
very close to
sales will-
forecasting.
Yeah.
Forecasting is the affects the forecasting sales, right? Yeah, but they are kind of related. Any other functions related to the forecasting? Cost. You mean the financial plan, right? Yeah, definitely. If you forecast the demand is high, you can expect higher revenue, right? Then you can change your investment method or something like that. What about scheduling? Maybe scheduling affects, right? You have more demand in full line, then you need to schedule more cashier, right? That's particular day or week. What about inventory management? Related with forecasting? Right? If you have more demand, you need more staff put in your shelf, in your place, right? What about location planning? It's related?
Yeah.
Why, Chad?
You don't want to ice skating shop in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of need to be there in like Ohio.
Another thing about location that if your demand is really high, you probably want to open another store. Right? If the location is really small, then you probably want to close the store, maybe reduce the size of it. So you can see they're all related. Location planning, inventory, scheduling, they're all related. So that's why when we make one decision, we should inform other departments, other functions to use our results. Ethical issue. And you guys learned this. That's from management 3016, management 1390, management. I can name that. Probably a lot of course will cover one chapter or like this one slide of ethic. Okay. I just want to share my experience with you guys. Maybe some of you in my previous class already know this my example. So there's something we can ignore or we don't understand about ethics. For example, the intellectual property. So as a student, you do your homework, you write essay, right? You submit to me. So this essay belong to you and belong to me for our relationship, right? I can own your essay because that's your homework, but you also own your essay or homework because that's done by you. That's for academic, no problem, right? For example, I submit a paper to a journal, it's published, it belongs to me and also belong to this journal, right? We have a dual, authorization about that. But in company, it's different. For example, if you work, especially for high-tech company like the Facebook, Google, this type of company, if you work for them, in their company, you write some reports. These reports just belong to your employer. It's not belong to you. The reason is that they pay you to write these reports. You are paid to write these reports. So there is their intellectual property. It's very important. When you decide to leave this company, say, okay, I want to leave this company. John say, oh, I will leave. I will print out all my reports I have typed before. It can be sensitive. You bring them away, you can be in big trouble. It can belong to this unethical behavior. Maybe you don't know why it's unethical. But remember, intellectual properties don't belong to you, belong to your employer. Another example is many people type code, write design software. It must belong to you. You can't take the source code away. It's belong to the company. Very important. Don't make this mistake. Another example is the true example I have experienced when I was working as a consultant. So I had a colleague, okay. He want to change her job, right? Because our payment is not high. Even we charge our client $200 per hour, but they give us like 1/3. So this colleague then find a very good job from Oracle. You guys know Oracle? Oracle is a very famous company, right, in Bay Area, right? Headquarters in San Francisco. So he found a job in Oracle, still supply chain consultant, some related job, right? So 2 days before he left my previous company, he downloaded a lot of reports, okay, and maybe source code from the server. The reason he downloaded that, he claimed, and I truly believe he can, because most of these are done by himself in the company. I report. He just want to keep his knowledge because after you work for 2 years, you forget, okay, 18 months ago what I did. He download that, want to have a review. This knowledge can be very useful for the future job, right? Very useful. And he didn't think that too much wrong. Definitely he downloaded to his personal computer because he will have to return the company's computer to company. He downloaded to his personal computer, and you know that high-tech company, almost all companies have very strict monitor system. They know exactly what you are doing. So last day, when he had the access interview, I still remember it's a Memorial Day weekend. So it's a Friday, Memorial Friday. So everybody goes early. So 3 o'clock we close the company, right? Everybody goes early, so they have gone. So I stay in the company because my wife, at that time we are still far away. She's in Indiana, I was in Connecticut. She fly to LaGuardia Airport, like 6. So there's no point I drive at 3. So I say I will wait until like 5, and I drive to LaGuardia, pick up my wife. So I was still in the company. So they have access interview still going, and I find the atmosphere become changed. They are in the conference room, but it's the glasses, I can see what's happening inside. And then I say, what's wrong? Why is access interviews? And then they call CEO, CFO, and the human resource head all go to that conference room to challenge this colleague. And then finally, okay, before 5, that 2 cops come to the 6th floor of company, gets my previous colleague away. The reason the next Monday, the rumor spread out. I'm the person spread the rumor, right? Not just me. There's several colleagues still in that. We say, on Friday, somebody come to catch up who's. And then Monday, then we have a conference. The CEO say, okay, what's happened? This is intellectual property. You can't download that. You have big trouble. You don't want to make this mistake. Right? You think maybe there's nothing wrong. So what I did when I left company, I was so cautious. Okay, I just give the computer to the IT department head and say, I have the picture in this folder. You copy this picture to my U drive, okay, flash drive. You just do it by yourself. No, I don't want to do that by myself. I want you to do that for me to make sure, okay, everything's okay. So it's just your picture, who cares, right? Do that. So I have the computer guy do all the stuff for me. Just make sure I don't have trouble. I know it's too much. That's just for my previous company, but you should learn that. My colleague was very young, probably like 26, 27 years old. But this record, police record, can affect the whole life for job hunting. I don't know, but you say something about intellectual property, unethical behavior. They don't know what you have done for the previous company. You don't want to leave any record like this. You are in big, big trouble. So that's the experience. Yeah. Okay, next one. Historical evolution of operation management. You guys have learned that, at least I taught that in management 3060. Like from industrial revolution to scientific management, human relations, movement, decision models, and management side. The only new thing in this class is influence of Japanese manufacturing. So I will skip the first 4 revolutions. You can read by yourself. And from the 1770s to scientific management, and then later human relation management in 1940, 1950. And later, decision models are raised from 1917 to 1930 to 1950. The last one I want to talk about is the Japanese manufacturers. Right, that is very important for operation management. So we all know, maybe you don't agree, but at least for car industry like Toyota and Honda, probably is the best company with the best reliability. Right, I do own a Toyota car. Right? Oh, definitely. I own some other brand before, like Mitsubishi, Chrysler, but well, the reliability really is not so good. Right? So that's the reason why their reliability is so strong. It's really related to operation management. They raise a lot of great ideas and implement them for their quality control. For example, this just-in-time production. Do you know what is just-in-time mean? Mm-hmm. What just-in-time mean?
Well, so basically you have a system that helps you. So one good example is the cashiers at Walmart. When they scan the barcode, they know that item is taken off the shelf, and then they have somebody sending that order to their inventory.
Yeah,
and then
definitely.
they take something on the shelf and put it in the store. And
Yeah.
so you're basically refilling your inventory just in time.
That's great. That is retailer stores example. Let's talk about.
It's similar.
Yeah.
The concept is similar.
Yeah, the concept is. What about production for manufacture just in time? What do you think?
Like furniture, you calculate the time you need to product the furniture, and to the others.
To the orders. So you don't want to produce too early or too late. Too early, what's the problem? If you produce the furniture, let's say furniture, right? North Carolina is very strong as furniture, right? Industry, right? In the high points. I bought a lot of furniture from high points. So what's the problem? If you produce the furniture like early, like 1 month early,
You can store it.
yeah, you have the inventory cost actually. What's the problem? You produce later, like even 2 days later.
Lost opportunity.
Yeah, can be the customer satisfaction problem, right? Complain, or maybe you don't lose opportunity, but you have complaint, lower satisfaction level, right? So you want to produce just in time. Same, that's Toyota implement this idea. If you need a car, I produce just in time. It's not easy. You think about it. It's about from material, from raw material. You should order just in time. You should arrive just in time. You should assemble just in time. You should ship just in time. Customer should get it just in time. Think about supply chain is very, very long, right? Nowadays, given the globalization, it's really hard to implement just in time. But if you are very successful to implement that, it can save a lot of money from raw material until customers, because supply chain is very long. But it can have problems. Like Toyota, they have really just-in-time system, very cheap. But what's happened? Like several years ago, when they have tsunami and earthquake, the supply chain just broke. But there's no way when Japan has a tsunami, right? Their source is just so. At that time, customer like for in US, they have to waste Toyota new car for like 3 months. But there's nothing they can do, right? There's nothing. They are in just in time. There are no inventory, not too much inventory. So if you are in the US, you buy a Toyota car, okay, after tsunami, okay, or earthquake, 2011, I believe. So you have to wait several months. But that's concrete problem. But usually, okay, it save a lot of money. That is just in time. They also have other very famous ideas like use the Kanban system, Kaizen, and also like Six Sigma is originally raised by Motorola, but it's also implemented by the Japanese companies. So, do you think what are the reasons why Japanese companies they are very strong on operations management or on general management? What do you think? Why they are so strong? Culture? Anything else? Do you think it's culture? Also?
They have a different kind of culture.
Yeah, different culture. Yeah. Any of you been to Japan before? No? I know some go to China, right? But not Japan. Right? I went to Japan twice. Like this year again. Last year I went to Japan. This year before I go back to China, I stopped by in Japan, like Tokyo area and the Fuji Mountain and Yokohama. I forgot the name of the city in Japanese. Yeah. So for like another 1 week. So the reason I visit again this is because I really like Japan when I visited last year. Okay. Japan is a very interesting country. Like this country is very special. Even we all belong to the East Asian culture, but I would say, well, Japan's culture is very different with China or Korea or any other country, no matter Western culture. So if you have a chance to travel Japan, which I really recommend, I believe most of you will have a very, very pleasant travel experience, though it's very expensive. Because in Tokyo, it's very expensive. It's more expensive than New York City. But the experience is very pleasant. Japanese people, most Japanese, they are very serious about their job, about anything they are doing, academic, job, family relationship, friend. They treat almost everything serious. That's the reason, like just in time worked very good for their system. But everybody know that okay. If just in time, then just in time. No early, no late. No, oh, let's go. It's okay. 5 minutes. No, that's not their philosophy. Well, I can give you some example when I traveled to Japan. It's really impressed me. One example is that last year, when we traveled to Japan, you know, Japanese people's English level is not very good. It's not very, especially if you go out of Tokyo area, go to rural place like Fuji Mountain, usually are very poor, in fact, right? My wife, she can speak some Japanese, right? A little bit. Okay, she has this ability. That's not me. One day we went to some great temple. I just walk, follow the GPS or something, right? But we are not sure whether we are in the right track to go to that temple. And then it's a road that is like weekday, not too many people walk on the road. And then we find a kind of old lady, 6 years old, walk on the street, walk very fast, right? Big city style, right? And with like cold face, think about something, but no smiling for sure. So we just say hi, excuse me, might ask her whether this is in the right direction. So when we say hi, say excuse me, this lady turn face to us, smile. Just like it's magic, just 1 second. Just turn us, and she speak a very poor English, but she tried to help us. And finally we communicated like 3 minutes to make sure we are on the right track to this temple. When you think about this lady probably already retail, or has nothing to worry about, that's just walk by herself, called by a stranger, don't understand English. She just provide the best help she can provide to us. For nothing, I would say, right? I would say for nothing, right? Another example is that one day we travel through the subway system in Tokyo. It's the hard, so there's so many lines. Tokyo has like more than 20 lines of the subway. It's really hard, so we look at the map to make sure, okay, which line we should take and change. And then we look at that for like a couple minutes. We still haven't figured out that. Because there's a peak time, it's like 5 p.m. So there's lots of people going by, right? A lady, white-collar lady, stopped by. She's very busy at work. And then she find, okay, we have trouble to find our destination. So I say, ask her, okay, anything I can help. She's not a staff. She just a white collar lady, maybe gets off the work like half an hour ago. Very busy to go back home. She stopped by. I didn't ask. We are just looking at the map. She stopped by to ask us, okay, which destination you want to go? And she spent 3 minutes to figure out the best way for us to take the subway. Well, this thing can happen in any country, right? We have to admit, any country, in China, in US, in Europe, it can happen. But in Japan, it's so frequent to happen, almost for every person. For every person, it can happen, right? Another example is really touched me is that when we travel to Fuji Mountain area, okay, it's a rural place, we take the shuttle, okay, to take to the Fuji Mountain. And then there's a group like elementary school students, they also take the shuttle with us. When we travel there, we take my daughter there, okay, that's one student, probably is 10 years old, is a girl. She has some problem on speaking. I'm not sure whether she has some disability on speaking or intellectual level, but I find it pretty special girl. And then she just come to us to say, okay, where are you from? Oh, you are from China. She said, welcome to Japan. We welcome all international people to travel to us. Anything can help. She definitely need help. From my understanding, she need help from other people. But she's like from the education, from the school, from their school. Every person welcome others. Try to help others. That's really touching me because I think, okay, if I was in that condition, I would probably don't bother anybody. Nobody bother me. And she tried to help. Well, there's nothing she needed to help us because we are taking the shuttle. But you can see that this from their education. Not okay, from 60 years old to 30 years old, from 10 years old. Education is there. They treat everything serious. They help each other. So the collaboration is perfect. That's the reason they can implement just in time, Six Sigma, all great idea into their production. So that's the reason the culture is very different. So definitely I encourage you guys to travel to Japan, to Europe, because we know their culture is different, right? We all know that. But only until exposed to this culture, you are really know the difference. You really become appreciate this difference. Well, so that's my experience. Okay. Trend in the business. First trend, e-business and e-commerce. Raise your hand if you have ever sell something in internet. Sell something. No, just buy something. Okay. Okay, what you sell?
I sold a whole game,
Also mean like the game,
like a video game.
video game through which platform, which website?
eBay.
eBay. Okay, that's great. What about you, Chad?
My old textbooks,
Textbook through
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Oh yeah.
I sell puppies.
Puppies. Through Craigslist.
No.
Through which website?
Oh, we gotta be through a website.
Yeah, this is we're talking about e-business and e-commerce.
You can sell them on it's this thing where like you can put your dogs on it
You mean?
and people can search for them.
Oh, okay, you just.
It's called dog search.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's still a website, right?
Yeah.
E-commerce, right? Yeah. So you can see that we have so many students are doing the business through the website, and you are not like the really business owner, but you can begin your business in that. So if you are doing very good on eBay, you can sell more stuff just by not just video games, right? So when we talk about company, it's the same, right? They do the email, they do the billing system, they check the price through the different websites platform. That's very useful. But what are the problem for the booming of e-business? Do you think there's any problem for the booming of e-business? Or no? Perfect. Maybe for your age, it's perfect. Nothing wrong, right? But anybody hurts from e-business?
Local businesses.
Yeah, physical stores, right? They definitely hurt.
Tax collection.
Tax collection, yeah, the governments. Government definitely. Oh, they don't agree with you. They say, "Oh, governments never hurts." But that's true. Well, especially local business, right? You can see about that. Macy's just closed early this year. Closed like 30 stores. Macy's, you know that? One store they closed in Cary. Macy's closed the store in the mall in the Cary. Yeah. Like in March or April, I have a friend, okay, living in Beto. She drive to Cary, say, hey, Macy's will close, let's have a big sale. But unfortunately, they don't have big sale, but they close. They close Macy's. Seals. Many rumors about Seals. Seals will go bankrupt anytime. Seals, that's rumors. Right? And JCPenney is also not so good. It's not doing so good. except the grocery store, Walmart, Full Line, and Harvest. But think about grocery, why they are good? Because they are grocery, right? Fresh food is really hard for e-business to compete with it. But for the Macy's, JCPenney sales, you think about all the products sold by Macy's. Probably you can find all the products online with a cheaper price. Probably, right? Or at least most. So many customers take the advantage of the retailer store, right? Just go to the store to try the shoes. Well, it's the perfect shoes, right? And search online, $20 cheaper. As just buy from the cell phone. Okay, it's the same, like one-time shopping. Is that fair? I don't think it's fair for the retailers. That's customer behavior. You can call it maybe unethical behavior at most, maybe not. But this creates a problem for our local business and also for the government, right? For eBay, you don't pay tax, right, by selling products on eBay. So, but if you sell in game shop, right, you have to pay the tax to the government. The governments lose the profits, revenue for tax collection too. So it's creates problem. But anyway, it's a good way to open your business, right? If you have a great idea, okay, you don't have enough money to rent a retailer store, it's a great idea. Technology improvement is also very important. Supply chain we have discussed about. Agility, we have to be quick. Customers are impatient. As we will talk about. Last two I will talk together is about outsourcing and globalization. Outsourcing, right? In US suffer a lot of outsourcing, especially in the past 20 years, right? We keep losing the job, right? We keep losing the job. Well, it's related to globalization because companies now they go globally. Which country or which states is cheaper? Or we move from North Carolina to California, right? Or provide better quality, we can move from US to Japan. So they are doing that. First, I want to mention is that we can't stop globalization. I know we shouldn't stop that if you are the CEO or higher level position, right? You shouldn't consider to stop or stop the trend. Okay, when we accept that, we can do a lot of things. Where do you go outsourcing is a tricky question. The first step you should ask, can we save the cost here instead of do outsourcing? Many companies they just say, okay, outsourcing is cheaper, let's do that. But they can save a lot, like implement just in time, they can save a lot. If you can save the cost and still do good business here, try to save the cost locally before you do outsourcing. Second, globalization can create a lot of opportunity, but there's a lot of risk. You can outsource your company to different countries, for example, China, right? What's a top choice of outsourcing? I want to ask you, is China still a top choice for outsourcing? In your opinion? No. Chinese students know, but what about other students? Is China still a top choice for outsourcing? No. For example, if you go to Kohl's to find some shoes like Nike, Adidas, 10 years ago, if you go to Kohl's, Adidas, Nike, most of them are made in China. You can try now. I tried 2 years ago when my uncle asked me to bring Nike back to China. He required those made in China. Say, okay, those made in China. I went to Kohl's and say, hey, I'll find those made in China. I find nothing is made in China for Nike and Adidas. They're made in Vietnam, made in Malaysia, made in Indonesia. The reason is very obvious. The cost, labor cost of China increased a lot in the past 10 years. Company can't afford to do the business in China for the manufacturing job. Many companies, they outsource again from China to Malaysia, to Indonesia, to Vietnam, even to Africa. So if you do the outsourcing decision, you don't want to move other 5 years. You say, okay, I will outsource to Mexico now. If I tell you 5 years later you have to move from Mexico to Guatemala, probably you definitely will reconsider the decision. But it's happening. 10 years ago, many companies move to China. Now they lose money. They save a lot of money in the past 10 years, but we know you close the sites, you move again. It's very expensive. So we should see the trend. We should make the forecast. The labor cost, the quantity, what is the political stability, we should estimate very carefully when we make the outsource decision. It can be very sensitive and risky. Okay, so we'll see you guys on Friday.